Good afternoon, everyone. This is our little next YouTube video. Apologize about the poor lighting. I'm indoors. I don't have noise or lighting today. This is about a Wen 4208 grinder with a multi-tool 2x36 attachment on it and a Harbor Freight 6-inch buffer. They both have their weakness and their strength. They're very good when you don't have any attachments on them. If you have no buffing wheels on there, nothing, things are working lovely. When you start adding things, then you start getting a little bit complicated. Alright, I'm also a novice. I have almost no skill with this stuff, but I want to do something for my retirement, so I decided to educate myself a little bit and start sharpening knives for family, friends, and things like that. Who knows where it's going to go, but this is a decision I made. Okay, the first one, I'm going to pause the video a few times so we can get a little bit closer and concentrate on each item and get a better look. But before I do that, I'm hoping you guys can see, looking at the the cables coming out the back, and looking at the Harbor Freight polisher, the cables also coming out the back. And the reason it's doing that is because I actually reversed the motors. So you're looking at the back of the setup. Let me switch things around and then you can start seeing how things should be, okay? You can also talk about the little stand I got there. I got that from Harbor Freight. Cost me about $34, something like that, with tax and everything. And it was easy to put together. It's not exactly level. I tightened everything up, but I didn't check the level on the top here. So I got to do that. Maybe loosen things up, hit it with a hammer, get it level, and go from there. Plus my camera's a little bit crooked. Trying to get these two in the shot. Now you're looking at the front. And because I reversed the motor on both of these, the direction of the belt is actually up. The direction of that grinding wheel is up, and the direction of these two polish wheels is actually up. On the Harbor Freight, I'm using a leather, if you can see that there, for leather style strapping, and I'm using a hard felt on this side. These will probably work rather similar, and I'm not sure what you might choose. I believe either one would probably work nice, but first choice, if I had to go, I would probably go for the other wheel. They're both 6-inch, and I got this setup or this idea from Mr. Prepared Mind 101. I forget his name. Chris Tanner might be. I apologize if I got that wrong. He has two of these, and so he doesn't have to switch the name around back and forth. He can do it on two different machines. Unique perspective. But I can tell you this polisher is very, very smooth with the proper wheels on it. If you have poor wheels on it, not so smooth. Listed at 4 amps, half horsepower, which is pretty high for $44, $45, whatever I paid for it. It's pretty decent. I originally wanted to take that multi-tool there and put it on here, and I realized looking at the paperwork second that this might be too small. It should actually be a grinder, 6 or 8-inch grinder, not a polisher. And to my own mistake, this is not adequate for that multi-tool attachment. That attachment is supposed to be 15 pounds. This is supposed to be about 19 pounds, so it's a little heavy for it. Let's move the dot over there so I can focus. Excuse me. I got a touch screen. I'm using the Fuji XA5, excuse me. So now you can see the controllers on there, and I like this machine for the money. I think you have a good buy here. It gets good ratings on Harbor Freight. Not too many tools get a good rating. I also do like the stand. Stand is nice and solid. The pedestal one, it costs more money, and I don't believe it's as solid. It just looks appropriate to what you normally see. But I think it's a better stand. This one is too wide for that stand. I don't know if you can get a glimpse of that, but that's much wider. It comes off the side a good 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches on each side. So I have to make a piece of wood board if I'm going to put it on that stand later on. We'll see how it goes. We got a lot of things to discuss on that one there. I can tell you this one was easy to switch the motor around. There's a capacitor there. I had to take the screw off the capacitor, switch things around, move a little wire, and it was fine. This one was a pain in the ass. There's a board in there good 10 wires, 10 little metal attachments that go in little tabs that go in and out. 2 of them were loose. I had to crush them to keep them in place. Had to move the capacitor around. Had to pull wire through a certain thing. The light that came with it is a joke. This thing right here needs to be thrown in the garbage. It's not that it's functional, but it moves around when you use the machine, and it won't stay in place. It's just a hassle. All right. This one here has a variable speed. This one here I paid for about $117 delivered, $103 before tax, store pickup, Home Depot. Okay, I'm hoping you got the labels when I had it facing around, but now everything goes up, nothing goes down, and I believe it's safer going up than going down as a novice. Things, I don't want anything going towards my body. I'd rather go towards the wall, and I think I can move my hand, hold the blade. It might get stuck if I had a plate here or something for holding the tool. I do intend to do some work on here. Let's look at my list, see if I can remember some of this stuff. Reverse motors, yes. I guess the choice is yours if you want to use up and down. I think it's safer to use up. Okay. I did give you that information, and I talked about the felt wheels. Using white and green compound. I like the white one a lot. The green one seems to work good on a leather strap or on a stick. Let's see if I can find mine. Something like that. From DLT. This is actually the white stuff, and I put the green on here. This is too soft for this here, but I'm working on it. The one I was using that worked good was one I originally bought, a small one here, and it worked good for my first strap. Okay, but this one is really good from DLT. I believe it's about $25 something, or 20 bucks, whatever it is. Works really good. Highly recommend it. Okay, you guys will be happy with this. Not having to pay for any of this stuff. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to pause the video to get closer to the when, because we got a few things we got to discuss. I think I gave you as much relevant information as I could about the polisher that you need for now. You can look the rest of the specs and stuff online and see if it's going to work for you. You notice I don't have any guards on anything. I don't need it. It's not going down. The sparks could be a problem, dirt and dust, but I don't think I need a guard for now. Okay, so let's pause the video while I move the camera. Okay, let's adjust the camera a little bit, see if we can get most of it in the picture. Might have to bring it back a little bit, excuse me. Okay, that's about as close as I can get, but I got as much as in the picture. You can see I put a directional arrow on both of them. These wheels that came with the Wen, they also kind of suck. I mean, you have to really hone these on the side and flatten on the top. Don't know if you can do it with a carbide or diamond tool, what you're going to use to do that, how slow it's going to take to do it. It's worth your while on this one. On the other one, the coarse one, I'm not sure. Thinking you need better wheels. I've seen that in one of the interviews about don't buy the machine because you're going to have to buy wheels anyway. I think for the most part, this price range, the wheels are not going to be all that great. And the unit will vibrate. I didn't get very much vibration on the... Oh, this is not going to be easy. On here. On this one. Now it does vibrate because it's not tied down. But I'm hoping the quietness is enough for you. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to this guy. If I would have had it quiet down, it'd be a lot better. Okay, if I would have tied down, excuse me, quiet down. But you see I got both the arrows on that one, so people can't make a mistake when they go to use the machine. What really caught me on eye on this one is, it says it's 5 amp 3/4 horsepower rated. Don't know. Seems strong enough. Seems stronger than this other one, than the Harbor Freight polisher. It is a real grinder. Things are very smooth on here if I don't have no wheels, no attachments on the machine. So I can tell you that basically the wheels need to be balanced and stuff. The wiring on here again was a hassle to reverse the motor. It wasn't an easy deal. You better be mechanically inclined, and you better take your time or take a picture of what you're doing before you start taking things apart. Okay. What else? Let's put the unit on. I guess you guys can see I have it pretty straight. You can also see it's a lot noisier than per se the polisher. I'm gonna see what I could do about this part here. Is this called the platinum, where the belt rides? If I mispronounced that, I apologize. Very people corrected me. Like I said, I'm a novice. Okay, there is the direction of the belt. There's some arrows there. You guys can see the arrows. So that's important. I have several other belts I brought, but we'll discuss those in a second. Those accessories, okay? So I'm very happy I was able to get this with the platinum on this side and up. That's how I want it. Similar to some way someone will be using a 2x72. I'm not going to be using the wheel part as much there, but I still can, despite it going in that direction. It's just not facing me, so it might be a little more awkward, but I might have to put it on a low table like this instead of having it on a stand where the polisher is at. The variable speed works very good. It's a little slow going on and off. This Multitool is a different story. Yes, you can put it on the left side, and yes, you can have it down, and it'll work out. Yes, you couldn't put it on the left side, and yes, if you reverse the motor, and you can have it going up, facing you, where the controls are at. Okay, I was able to do it twice. My biggest problem wasn't setting this plate, the first mounting plate, to the outer bracket. That was easy enough to do. It has a concave edge where instead of being flat the edge, this would be the outside, and the inside part is actually a little taller. Okay, so it's a weird edge, and this has the same groove inside it, so they match up right when you put it on. It's in the directions correctly. I thought it was incorrect, but it was me because I was listening to a video about the sharp side going in. It was actually the edge that goes in. So that was my mistake. After I got all that, I tried to line everything up and thinking everything's going to be lovely. That wheel hit this so hard and it wouldn't move. I basically had to take where the wheel goes, where it's attached with the two bolts, and I had to offset it. In the front, she's okay. In the back, she's told out in that direction. Okay, and even when it was on that side and the motor was straight, when the motor was facing forward, the label and the direction was down, I had to do it, I'm going to say 3/8 of an inch. Toed out on here, it's about 1/8 of an inch. About 1/4 of an inch right now, toed out. Maybe a little bit less. I had to play with the adjustment on it for 20 minutes each time when I was setting it up to try to find where the sweet spot was. But once you find it, you're going to be a happy camper because you can use this lever and you can move it around. Whether you want to ride on this flat bar here or you want to ride on the wheel or both, you can move it around with this bar right here, this adjustment. It does work. It's not a crazy tight tolerance. It's not crazy smooth, but it does work. The whole setup does work. What I would like to see is better hardware. The bolts that mount to the grinder itself and that mount the wheel to the first plate, I would like to see that better grade. It seems a little mild. It's kind of like you put it on once and leave it alone. You're not going to be moving around, nothing like that. Okay, so I had to be a little gentle on that. What other information do I have for you? Just looking at my notes real quick. Okay, the setup definitely takes patience. I hope I said that. And the secret to the setup is this right here being toed in or toed out. And it's going to take some time. Okay, when it was straight, that belt would hit here and it wouldn't move, no matter how I did the adjustment on here. And when I started to learn to toe it out, first I thought you toed it in towards this direction. Didn't get better. Okay, try the other extreme. Then it almost fell off, and I was like, oh, I almost got it. And it took a while, 20 minutes to a half an hour each time to adjust it, whether it was facing down or facing off. Those guys that say it can be done, they're correct. They don't say it's easy. It's not easy. You're gonna spend a little time on that one. But once you get it, it's worth the results because the results are very good. All my belts track properly on here because I got all my belts from where I bought the tool from. I think it's Trick Tools. Okay. So anything else? Okay, now we're going to go to the accessories since I discussed as much as I know about the unit. So let me pause the camera again, okay? Okay, we're going at it again. I started originally shopping with some Waterstones 1000, 6000. I think I put it up in my other video about the knives I'm using. LT Bright knives, the 3 that I have in stock right now. I also did have him make a custom Kydex sheet for me. Very nice. Came out very good. He gave me a really good price for a little knife, the smallest one I have, because he didn't have it on the site at the time, so I'm very happy about that. I let him know I was a customer, that I have 3 knives and stuff like that, so that was very cool. Communication was there, so I'm very happy about that. Anyway, I do have to make a video show you that, because that one little thing shows a lot about how much effort they put in for their customers. So the whetstones were good, take a lot of time, hence the grinder with the multi-tool and the polisher. Okay, especially if I want to open up a business, sharpening knives or tools, lawnmower blades, things like that, whatever, on scissors, things like that for people. Don't intend to charge very much, depending upon the difficulty, so that price is going to take a while. The puck here that comes with axes works very good, especially for a field shop on the go. Pretty good. I forget what it's rated. Came with a lot of accessories. You can see the pictures here. The the multi-tool came with all the accessories. Nice. Again, the grinding wheel on the bottom there, joke. This polisher came with the Harbor Freight. Didn't get much out of it. Didn't seem like the density isn't there. So maybe that's what's going on there. We have 2 Carlson magnifiers here. This one I think is a 7 times, and this one is a 60 to 100 times. Right here, $13 for this one. I think $24 for this one. Kind of reverse, isn't it? They both get very good ratings from B&H Photo. Okay. One other accessory I didn't show you. This guy right here, it finds angles for you. Hoping you guys can read that. I can't see. It actually finds angles for you. So if you move it around, it'll tell you where you're at, and you can zero it out and then find an angle from there. I'm going to use this to make a table for the multi-tool and the one grinder, and then I'm going to figure out how to set some kind of adjustable plate or have some kind of sliding base or jig, so I can, and it has a magnetic base also on here, so I can get my knives consistent. I have a whole lot to learn. See if I can move the camera a little bit more again. This is a big green compound I just bought. Seems to be a little bit rougher. I guess it's a Jeweler's Rouge, whatever they call that. But I think this is the real Jeweler's Rouge, this white one here. This one works very good. I'm very happy with this. This came from Bark River. Bark River sells this from DLT Knives or DLT Trading, whatever it is. Okay. Okay. This one I believe comes from. Ooh. Comes from England. Hoping you guys can get the reading that, but you see how many different angles are on there? And I was surprised to see how different angles on my stuff, even from my axes, my 3 knives, they were not at all what I expected. So this is a must buy. Alright, if you really need to know, I can, hoping the name is on there, most of the stuff from Amazon. Okay? Alright. I guess the last thing I'll show you here for now. Oh, I can get them all over the floor over here. The belts. Oh, I think the green one is 80. The brown one on the grinder right now, I believe, is 100 or 120. The gray ones, I think, are 340 something, 400. And the black one is high. Could be 1200, 1500. I don't remember. I have to look them up. I don't know the exact numbers. But if somebody really needs that information, you put it in the comments, and I will make sure you get the information, the exact numbers, and what the grid is. Okay. Again, I'm a novice. A lot to learn. A lot to do. If I had to say to another novice, is this the way to go? I would say no. I would say look at something like the, oh, what is that? I gotta find it. Give me a second, see if I can find it online. These, come on. Okay. KME knife sharpening system, or the Wicked Edge, which is too expensive, but the KME is similar at like half the price, or maybe even a hair less. One of those systems would be nice, that you can get something what I'm looking to do, get the same edge every time, and I'm not afraid to tell anyone I'm a novice and I'm going to be using a jig or make a jig, so what? I don't care. As long as I can produce the same product for a person at the same price every time, I can get clients like restaurants or whoever, start with friends, family, go from there. I would say get something like that. Get a hand sharpening setup. Don't waste your time on all these parts unless you have a shop. If you actually do have a shop and you have this stuff, right, go for it. You'll be happy because it's more versatile. You can do more stuff with the setup I have here. You can work on larger items than just knives. Okay. I guess that's all I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions, ask. Some of those accessories are very important later on. Thinking that you're going to do everything handheld, especially as a beginner, forget it. You're going to do okay, but if you want to get customers, you better be consistent. Whether it be handheld or jig. I'm going for a jig. See you guys in the next one.